Insurance, your local agency for Florida Blue. Call 477-5840, 477-5840. Please trade in Blue Shield Florida Incorporated, independent licensee of the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association. Active limitations and get in the Christmas spirit with Big Screen on the Blackwater, presented by the City of Milton and Top Hub. Every Friday before Christmas, come out and watch a free Christmas movie on Wilton Street downtown. This Friday night, bring your lawn chairs and blankets, or just stay in the car and see the Will Ferrell classic Elf, starting at 6. If you come hungry, there's concessions from the Phoenix High School Band. Big Screen on the Blackwater, every Friday night before Christmas on South Wilton Street in downtown Milton.
Got a golfer to give a gift to? Good thing there's Golfsmith. Their team gets golfers. In fact, they're experts. Golf gift experts. And they know the perfect gift for your golfer. Like the brand new SLD or driver. TaylorMade's new game changer. With more loft, distance and adjustability that's already made it the #1 driver on tour. Or the highly adjustable R1 driver. Available now at the lowest price guaranteed. Shop Golfsmith at golfsmith.com and give the perfect round.
To your company's email. Do you want an email security solution that's hard to install? No. You good with paying a fee for every user? No. How about a little extra for outbound email protection? No. Offshore or automated phone tree support okay?
No.
Then yes, we can help.
The Barracuda Spam and Virus Firewall, the world's best-selling business email security gateway, with email encryption and data leak prevention included at no extra cost. Available as a hardware appliance for 12 months or as a cloud service, and always humans to answer your calls. Try the Barracuda Spam and Virus Firewall free. Go to barracuda.com/yes.
WCOA News Time is 7:13. We're going to have a bright sunny day today. We're waiting AccuWeather as Joe Lundberg in just a moment. Appreciate you listening online, 1370 WCOA AM and 100.7 WCOA FM and online at WCOAPensacola.com. Hey, listen, coming up tomorrow, we've got a special out of the studio day planned for you. And we'd love for you to come by Scenic 90 Cafe on Scenic Highway. We're going to have Mayor Ashton Hayward. He's going to be answering your questions. Maybe he'll talk about this brand new aerospace company that they've been kind of promoting for, I guess, 18 months, something like that.
It's been an ongoing process, I think. They're talking about relocating, or locating it rather, to the Pensacola International Airport Concourse Park.
And so we're going to be doing that live from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Picking out all the spots and everything like that. So, and when you're down there at Scenic 90 Cafe, Don will be actually repeating the questions that you have on a card, and the mayor will answer that. We're going to have a PA system down there, and if you're unable to go, darn it, I'd love to have you show up. We got a nice crowd turn out for Congressman Jeff Miller when we did that.
Indeed, yeah. And that should be, it's a fun event. You get some great food, you can do some socializing, and of course you'll have an opportunity to ask the mayor questions and listen to questions asked by old people.
Time 7:23. An aviation repair business that could help build the aerospace industry in Pensacola may be coming to town. Mayor Ashton Hayward has announced that he has signed a memorandum of understanding with ST Aerospace that could bring up to 300 jobs. The company's primary business activity is the maintenance, repair, and overhaul of aircraft, and the company presently employs 1,500 people at Berkeley Field in Mobile. Plans include locating a satellite operation inside Pensacola International Airport Commerce Park. The Escambia County Commission must still approve that deal. Backers of the Florida Medical Marijuana Amendment say they've collected a record number of signatures over the past week. And Palaro with the United for Care campaign says their volunteers and paid staffers combined for almost 100,000 petitions.
Our volunteers collected well over 10,000 and our paid effort collected over 80,000. So we're somewhere in the 95,000 range for last week, which we feel really good about.
So they have approximately 650,000 signatures now, and the goal is 950,000. That's a lot more than they need. Many of those petitions are bound to be thrown out when elections officials examine the paperwork and try to validate the signatures. The state lawmaker has a proposal that would allow private insurance companies to write flood insurance policies in Florida. Petersburg State Senator Jeff Brandes is sponsoring that bill.
The hallmark of this bill is to give consumers choice
WCOA News Time, 7:25.
From ABC Sports, I'm Michael Barr. The Portland Trailblazers have the NBA's best record at 22-4. The Trailblazers have won their fifth straight following a 119-116 win at Cleveland. Damian Lillard scored 36 points, including hitting the game-winning OMG three-pointer with point squad left on the clock.
Lillard defended by G. Game 5 seconds. No pick being set. Lillard now dancing. A long three for the win. Got it! At the buzzer! He did it again! Damian Lillard with ice water in his veins. Trains a three-pointer.
KEX with the call. It comes just one game after Lillard hit a game-winning shot with 1/10 of a second left against Detroit. Oklahoma remains one game behind first place Portland in the NBA's Western Conference. The Thunder won their second straight in a 105-93 win over Denver. Kevin Durant scored 30 points. In the NHL, the Los Angeles Kings shut out the Edmonton Oilers last night 3-0. Martin Jones made 24 saves for his third shutout in 5 games. This is ABC Sports. More NBA games. The Los Angeles Lakers down Memphis 96-92. Kobe Bryant scored 21 points. And look out, he's hitting fadeaways again. 710 ESPN with the call.
It's all working one-on-one against Zach. Dribbles between his legs several times. Now powers up. Kick it outside to Kobe. Kobe's 30-footer. God! Kobe threw in a 30-foot three! Wow, if that doesn't go in, it's the worst shot of the year. Instead, it's the one that might lock up the game.
Bryant on that three after the game. It is safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good to have one go down.
Charlotte down Sacramento 95-87. Golden State beat New Orleans 104-93. The Chicago Blackhawks still lead the NHL's Western Conference by 2 points over Anaheim after the Hawks and Ducks won yesterday. Patrick Kane scored the game winner on a power play as the Blackhawks down Nashville 3-1. Meanwhile, the Ducks scored 5 straight to beat Detroit 5-2. Anaheim's Corey Perry scored his 22nd goal.
Perry now moving in with a shot. He scores. He busted over the runway blue line and fired it in behind Gustafson. 4-on-4 goal, and it's a 3-1 Anaheim lead.
Ken Cal on WXYT with the call. Boston Bruins snuffed out the Calgary Flames 2-0. The Bruins are now a point behind first place Pittsburgh in the Eastern Conference. Other NHL winners last night: Florida, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Montreal, Philadelphia, San Jose, Minnesota, and Dallas. Michael Barr, ABC Sports.
And I'm Don Parker with your WCOA Sports Report. We'll start with the Ice Flyers. They have 3 games this week. In fact, they've already played one. That happened last night. The Mississippi Surge were in town. The result was pleasing for our folks, not so pleasing for the Surge. The Flyers won that game 4-1. They'll be playing the Fayetteville Fire Ants on Friday and Saturday. Hey, the Pensacola Sports Association plans to host 2 college baseball games next spring. Tickets are on sale right now. Florida versus Southern Miss on Tuesday. That's going to be March the 4th. Then on Monday, March the 21st, the University of Alabama will take on Troy University. So you got 2 college games. This is top-notch college ball we're talking about. Then on Friday, March the 28th, we got the big one. That's the Cincinnati Reds themselves. They will be in town. Been working on this, the idea of having the Reds come and play an exhibition game here for a couple of years. The Reds, of course, are the parent team of the Pensacola Wahoos, the Blue Wahoos. So we'll have an exhibition game set for Friday, March the 28th. That should be a fun time. Don't forget Gators basketball on WCOA 100.7 FM. We're carrying all Gators basketball games. And don't forget that we have 35, count them, 35 college bowl games this year. That includes 10 of our 14 SEC teams. Unfortunately, it does not include Florida or Tennessee or Kentucky or Arkansas. They didn't win 6 games. That's what it takes to qualify. The very first game of the bowl season is going to be the Las Vegas Bowl on December the 21st. We're getting there, Fresno State versus USC. As far as when we'll see an SEC team, you have to go to the 30th of December. That's the Music City Bowl, and it's going to be Georgia Tech versus Ole Miss. Then you come all the way down to the BCS National Championship Bowl in Pasadena on Monday, January the 6th, Florida State versus Auburn. 35 of them. Anyway, our sports report here on News Talk 1370 WCOA AM 100.7 WCOA FM.
This is the Huckabee Report for Wednesday. I'm Mike Huckabee. Liberals love to say their policies are for the children, but if your children are daughters, you might not buy that. More after this.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy, or is your business income reduction keeping you awake at night? We're in the best time in 25 years to make a fortune in real estate without using your money or credit. My name is Ron LeGrand, and I've taught 500,000 people to do just that, and personally bought hundreds of houses myself. If you'll call 800-591-5240, 24 hours, and leave your information, I'll send to the first 500 callers my hot new CD, Foreclosure Fortunes, and my best-selling book to help you get started absolutely free. I'll show you how to build a six-figure income part-time with no previous experience and no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-591-5240, 24 hours, and get my new book and CD free. That's 800-591-5240. Take your life back and make this your best year ever. Call 800-591-5240 now.
A new study found that parents of daughters are more likely to be Republicans. On the lower end of the socioeconomic scale, there's not much effect, but the more income and education parents of daughters have, the more likely they are to lean right. Overall, parents of daughters are 11% more likely to call themselves Republicans and 14% less likely to be Democrats than parents with no daughters. This jives with another recent study that found boys who grew up with sisters are more likely to become Republicans. The authors aren't sure why, but they speculate that parents of daughters are much more wary of the adverse effects of liberal policies. When concepts like morality and personal responsibility crumble, boys tend to skate away. It's the girls who are left holding the bag or the baby. January 27th will mark the 69th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, the most notorious of all the Nazi concentration camps. Over 1.3 million Jews were transferred there. 1.1 million would never leave. Next month, for the first time, most of the members of Israel's parliament, the Knesset, will travel to Auschwitz with many of the remaining survivors. This will be a truly historic day in more ways than one. Not only will people who thought they wouldn't live another day return alive 69 years later, but they'll be standing with the leaders of Israel. It will give the phrase "never again" concrete meaning when Israel says to the world, "We're still standing." This time, the Jewish people will go to Auschwitz on their own terms, and more importantly, they will leave on their own terms and return to a nation of safety and security. I plan to be there to witness it. I hope it'll make clear to the world at a time when it desperately needs a reminder that this is why Israel must remain free and safe and secure. And finally, one of the greatest country singers of all time, Ray Price, has died at home in Mount Pleasant, Texas at 87. He revolutionized country music, first by adding drums and then introducing the Ray Price shuffle beat, and finally with the country-politan sound of classic hits like For the Good Times. Despite his long battle with pancreatic cancer, he kept using that God-given voice right up to the end. In 2011, I was honored to have both Willie Nelson and Ray Price on my Fox News show, where Willie told me that Ray Price was the real singer. Many of our young Fox camera crew didn't know of Ray Price, but when he sang, they stood rapt at attention and they still talk about it. Well, that night, the two of them sang Crazy. You can find that clip online. Ray Price, a true country gentleman. Someday, it'd be okay with me if my obituary leads with the fact that I once played bass behind Ray Price and Willie Nelson. And this is the Huckabee Report.
Whenever we talk about cancer, we always use the same word. Someday. Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. In the past 12 years, half the cancer therapies approved by the FDA were first approved for blood cancer patients, many with research supported by LLS. We are on the brink of life-changing breakthroughs. You can make these happen sooner. Call 888-HELP-LLS or visit LLS.org. Help us make cures happen. Help us reach today sooner. Call 888-HELP-LLS or visit LLS.org.
If you stop and ask your taste buds what they want to eat, they'll tell you, Olé. Yep, you're hungry for Mexican food. Crispy tacos, sizzling fajitas, and the cool refreshment of the perfect margarita. You're
piece of Mexico can be had for just a few pesos with the Sweet Deal of the Week. Get $50 of gift certificates for just $25 to Sol Fiesta Mexican Grill on Highway 90 in Pace, just west of Target. Log on starting at 8 a.m. this Friday morning for your Sweet Deal of the Week.
Women say puffiness and bags under the eyes are the hardest thing to get rid of. Until now, introducing Genucell Stem Cell Therapy from Chamonix, specifically targeting eye puffiness and bags. Due to new technology, Genucell is incredibly powerful. Clinical grade serum, guaranteed to show results in 12 hours or your money back. That's right, users could see Genucell working in only 12 hours with dramatic improvement in as little as 2 weeks. A true Chamonix classic, Genucell contains 8 extra ingredients to reduce the appearance of bags and puffiness in hours. Plus, Genucell uses patented plant stem cell technology to improve longevity and brilliant long-term results. Call now to try Genucell risk-free. 1-800-480-7398. 1-800-480-7398. Say goodbye to puffiness and bags today. Call in the next 20 minutes and get the legendary Esotique face cream absolutely free just for trying Genucell today. Chamonix, the best skincare, best results, or your money back, no questions asked. 1-800-480-7398. 1-800-480-7398. News Talk 1370 WCOA and 100.7 FM. Your news time now, 7:37 up to about 64 we will go today. And right now we have 45 in Pensacola and in Mobile. Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan is in here, and let me say congratulations. Not very often, Sheriff, I get a chance to play Bad Boys. But you took off some bad boys off the streets here recently in Operation Reindeer Games.
Yes, sir, we certainly did.
I imagine they were just
2 weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely, we did. We did them back to back. We doubled up. We actually conceived this about 6 to 8 months ago. My senior commander, Ricky Shelby, approached me and the chief deputy, and then he wrote a strategic plan, and then we ran it through our command staff, and then Commander Shelby reached out to the federal agencies that assisted in this, the ATF, and even the FBI was on the periphery of this. And of course, the major federal player in this, of course, was our U.S. Marshals. Boy, let me tell you, if you want to do this sort of operation, you got to, partner with these marshals. I mean, they're just pros at this. I mean, it's just amazing to watch them work. And so this again has been in the planning for about 8 months, and then a week ago we did our first one, and then we doubled up and did a second one, which is kind of off cycle because we were laughing before we went on the air, Jim, about some of the comments from some of the folks that we arrested. They don't expect this because the alert rate you have to set up, the cost of doing one of these operations, etc. So we had to do a lot of partnering with other folks, and I would like to answer a question you asked also off air, Jim, about well, why are you doing this now, Sheriff? Why didn't you do this in the past? And the answer is quite simple. When I had the Escambia County Jail, as I've said, it took about 60% of the command staff's time. I mean, the jail is a daily operation that you have to massage. And it's also a huge drain on your overall budget. So we have different pots of money in the sheriff's office. Now, by Florida statute, I can't exceed my budget limitation. I can move money around internally, but I can't go over what my budget limitation is. And so every year we would transfer millions of dollars from the law enforcement budget to the jail budget in order to keep that operation afloat. And again, we had discussions with the county, and we tried to explain to the county that this is a money drain, that every year we have to take money from law enforcement to put it in the jail. So now, fortunately, we have money for things such as this. We have money for overtime. We can now have our officers work with the other federal agencies and partner with them in these operations, and I don't have to worry about where's the bottom line on the dollar. So the citizens can expect more of this. We intend to do this as often as our budget will allow. And again, it's making Escambia County a safer place. I mean, we're getting some really bad people off the street.
Yeah, you are. You were working with deputy marshals from Tallahassee, Panama City, Tampa, and even, as you said, the FBI along with it. How many warrants did you serve, and how many people actually got taken off the street?
We did 93 warrant services, and the actual number that arrested is over 120 now. Don kind of brought you into the discussion. Don will tell you what occurred in making those arrests. We found people were fugitives.
Absolutely. The ancillary cases that are developed as a result.
And we found a couple of, I think it was 3 meth labs, one a very large meth lab operating out of one of our local hotels right off the interstate. And so that, again, is those personal things that you pick up in this. So, it can easily go to 130, 150 that we end up prosecuting.
You even had one guy, Eddie McGee, charged with first-degree homicide. McGee was wanted out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, and again, when we partner with the marshals, again, that's where, again, these federal agencies are a blessing in these operations. And again, they came all the way from Jacksonville over here. And, I don't have enough. We've got a couple of officers detailed to the U.S. Marshal Service. They hold dual commissions. They're not only deputies in Escambia County, but they're also trained by the United States Marshal Service. And so, that's the trade-off that we do with these folks. And I'll tell you, they're just, what pros. It's just amazing to see these folks work.
All right, we're going to talk more about Operation Reindeer Games, taking dangerous felons off the street. That is part of the Escambia County Sheriff's job. And guess what? They had a little money that they could do that since you don't have the jail now. And guess what? If you're a felon, you're a criminal, they're coming after you. 7:41 now at News Talk 1370 WCOA and 100.7 FM. Go ahead, Brian.
Right now, traffic report brought to you by Interstate Batteries, introducing the newest battery in the Interstate lineup, the AGM. The new AGM battery was built in such a way that it has 3 times the lifespan of conventional batteries. Simply put, new battery lasts longer. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. So far this morning, roads have been clear in the area. No accidents here in Escambia County, and the traffic running smoothly over in Santa Rosa County. No accidents over there at the moment.
A nice day with sunshine today. High 65. Tonight will be clear and chilly. Lows range 86 on the coast. Sunshine mixed with clouds tomorrow. High 68. Friday mostly cloudy, warm and more humid with a shower or two in the area. High 72. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg with your exclusive AccuWeather forecast on WCOA.
I tried to get an interview with Santa Claus this weekend for the interview beat, but it was impossible. He was just too busy. So we have a special Christmas show brought to you by the Joe Patty Seafood Company, including Christmas music and Christmas origins. Merry Christmas and join me.
It's the holiday time of year, and at Yellow Cab, that means keeping your family and friends safe on the road. If you've had too much to drink and it's time to leave the party, call Yellow Cab at 433-3333. Anytime, day or night. From the Yellow Cab family to yours, happy holidays.
I need a data backup solution for my business to replace my current tape backup device. Do you want to spend a lot of money? No. Do you want to store and pay for replicated data? No. How about a solution that's difficult to install and use? No. Offshore automated phone tree support okay? No. Then yes, we can help.
Barracuda Backup. End-to-end protection for physical and virtual servers, including data deduplication to significantly reduce storage requirements, and replicated cloud storage for assured recovery, and live humans to answer your calls. Try Barracuda Backup free. Go to barracuda.com/yes.
Got a golfer to give a gift to? Good thing there's Golfsmith. Their team gets golfers. You could even say they're experts. Actually, that's what they are. Golf gift experts. And they know the perfect gift for your golfer, whether they're a local legend or a dedicated duffer. With the best selection of clubs, clothes, and high-tech gadgets, all at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Only Golfsmith has the expertise you need to help you give the perfect round. Shop Golfsmith and Golfsmith.com's can't miss gifts today.
Don't wait till you have a claim to find out if the insurance you have is right for you. Talk to Whitman & Whitman. Protect what's important. Your home, business, auto, boat, and life. Call Whitman & Whitman at 477-8060 or Google Whitman & Whitman. Peace of mind is a phone call away.
As a professional soccer player and a future soccer mom, I know how fun and rewarding sports can be. I also know how frustrating it is when you're sidelined by an injury. So I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask young athletes to play it safe when playing sports. I spent years training to become a world-class athlete. I know what it takes to become an expert on the field. Orthodontists understand this too. They're experts in their field, helping kids and adults obtain healthy, beautiful smiles. They want to help athletes prevent injuries and stay in the game. It only takes a second to get hurt, and too many athletes for risking injury because they're not properly equipped during games and practices. Wear the right protective gear like mouth guards, face masks, and helmets. Your first line of defense against preventable injuries. Play it safe, achieve your goals, and keep smiling. Visit braces.org.
News Talk 1370 WCOA 100.7 FM, the number one news talk stations in Pensacola, where we have 46 down the Port City in Pensacola and up to 65 we will go today. No rain in the forecast next couple of days. Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan is here this morning, and we're talking about the recent sweep of felons in Operation Reindeer Games, where you took about, 120 sheriff all off the streets, and what were a lot of these folks wanted for?
It ran the entire spectrum, Jim. Everything from, I guess the term simple is not the right term, but I'll use it in this case. A simple violation of their parole status, meaning they hadn't checked in with their probation or parole officer, etc. And again, many of these were not meaning they hadn't committed crimes in Florida. They were out-of-state felons that had fled to Florida and they were being harbored here in Pensacola, all the way up again to homicide warrants for people who had committed murder, not only here but in other places. So it ran the entire spectrum.
I would assume that you have probably, by doing this, have stopped some murders in Escambia County.
Well, obviously, because some of the more recent ones where we had outstanding homicide warrants out for some folks. I mean, some of these folks were, what we refer to as the stone cold killers. I mean, they really are. And so those are the people that again, make it fearful in our community. I mean, and society should fear these people because they have no conscience. They're asocial people. But what bothers us in this roundup was, again, so many members of our community, Jim, they knew they were there.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that they were wanted fugitives and they were harboring them. So we made several arrests in that area too. And rightly so.
And did you confiscate some guns at all?
Not too many guns this time for some reason. I think we only got 3 or 4 guns, I think, in this particular operation. So that's an upside, that there wasn't a large cache of weapons. But also the operation is somewhat limited, meaning, you can't do widespread searches. We're there to serve a warrant. And so within that, it's within their immediate area. So like when we went into a house to arrest you, that didn't necessarily mean we had a search warrant to search the entire house. We're here to get you. And so therefore it's very limited. Anything within your reach, we can search that area, your body, obviously. But I couldn't go into the back bedrooms, etc. Now if you fled to that area, of course we get followed. Yeah, it's you get into those Fourth Amendment areas, you have to be very, very careful, because the last thing you want to do is mess up that operation.
Oh, I got that. Now, are you able to go back with a warrant and maybe look for a gun if this person had known to have a gun?
No, that's kind of a convoluted question.
I asked convoluted.
I'm trying to come up with a convoluted answer here. Probably not. Probably not. Unless, again, if we have, let me use the meth thing as an example. Okay, and then your question is an excellent question.
Let me change my question.
Well, no, really, because it was a plain view issue. We're there to serve a warrant. The officers go in. Here's a meth lab. Plain view. Again, so we go through the appropriate legal loops there. Say, listen, this is what we observed when we entered the room. And again, there's so many of those loops that you have to go. And we do go back in those instances to get the appropriate warrants and searches around the area. This also was a huge public safety issue because the chemicals that are used in making that.
I think many people simply have no idea of the logistics that's involved in an operation, the planning and the actual execution.
And all the agencies.
Yeah. You think all you do is, let's run out and grab a few guys. It's not like that.
Well, again, officer safety was huge because, again, we're going after violent felons. And thank goodness, we did not have one officer injured in this operation from any of the agencies, not just Escambia County. And Don's absolutely correct. I mean, we're corralling, 50, 60 people here, again, trying to do a joint operation. And it has to be very strategic in its takedown, because you got to understand something. The criminal grapevine takes over when you start this operation. We were hoping to get 50 of these warrants. That was our goal, was to get at least 50. And we wanted to do as many of those as we could the first day, because what happens is, you start booking them into the jail. Now, they're allowed to make a phone call. Now, they're calling people, all right? And they're saying, hey, they just big warrant sweep here, tell everybody, need to get out of town. And so that grapevine takes over, and they start fleeing on you.
And it's quick, too.
Very quick. Within
engaged working